this man, it would lead to peace, and those that have been committing criminality, hiding under IPOB, will be exposed. Is it not time we look at alternative dispute mechanisms to deal with this situation? Is this something the president might consider?
So everything in life begins with the person. Like, for example, are you a Christian? Yes. So there are people, they call them born again, right? Do you know how they became born again?
What?
They acknowledged their sins. They repented.
Oh my God.
They are forgiven. Their sins are forgiven, and then they become born again. Unless there is acknowledgement by the person in question, I am denouncing this. I want peace. She talked about the deradicalization. Then government can intervene. You cannot sit where you sit holding that thought and position that is criminal, and then your uncle, your sister, your brothers are pleading with government to say bypass all protocol and forgive. First of all, our judicial system, Nnamdi will have to have gone through the judicial process and be convicted before the president can exercise the order.
So, but there's still the presumption of innocence. He can't admit to what hasn't been officially said as a crime.
So if you don't admit, run through the process. You see, this deradicalization we talked about, they were not yet charged to court. Some of them were in court. It's acknowledgement. If you don't want to acknowledge, what's the basis of saying, I want to free him? Because some people say, if you free him, we'll handle him.
So,
what I'm trying to say is, Nnamdi Kanu is not different from another average Nigerian. The press, who emphasize on the right of the ordinary man, and when they ask government, they keep saying ordinary man, ordinary. You must talk about the real problem of ordinary people, rather than certain individuals that are the symbol of catchphrase and buzzwords. Somebody has to acknowledge his wrong and said, I want peace with government. I want to renounce what I'm saying. And then you can say, okay, there is evidence cogent to say that this person wants to live his own ways.
So, in essence, I think the summary of what we're saying is that there's going to, the government, Nnamdi Kanu is going to be detained, and that the presidency will not at any point step into the arena.
The villa is not a police station. The president is not a police station. The president is not a prosecutor. He's the president of Nigeria, tasked with responsibility to govern Nigeria. Law enforcement will carry out their work, and then people in government will carry out their work. I want to beg the Nigerian media to not choose certain individuals and treat them as more special than other individuals with the disproportionate application of principles. The ordinary man, when it comes to hunger, it is good for the optics to talk about them. When it comes to criminal justice system, you isolate certain individuals. It's just like, let's say, corrupt people. Maybe there's a corrupt politician has been in charge. There's some people who say, leave him. Meanwhile, the other people can be in detention. I made the point clear to you here. For deradicalization to take place, there has to be acknowledgement and departure from your old ways.
We get your message, sir. So,
thank you.
But that message, we don't know if it's for us. The message also should also be back. We have message.
No, it's actually message to you to tell them, because they told you and you asked me.
Yes, but we're also giving the message that we get from the people back to the government.
Which is
the presidency is that what we hear and the pulse we're getting from them is that we need to see the government cutting down on the cost.
Yeah, that was discussed, that for sure.
We're not saying that
effective communication of government policies, because there's a...
Why am I here?
Yes.
Only yesterday and today, I have granted interview. How many? We did podcasts, we did TV and all the places. What am I doing? I flew from Abuja. Communication. That's what I do. When the tax thing came, 32 interviews within 2 weeks.
All right.
We will always, and you're free anytime to call us.
We are not going back, but have a passive conversation that we need to have.
Thank you very much.
But for that group I've mentioned, Peter Obi and others Igbo leaders, doesn't mean that the likes of Peter Obi, Benjamin Kalu, the deputy speaker of House of Representatives, is also a terrorist. Also, it was also reported last week that the Aferi also demanded the immediate and unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Doesn't mean that the Aferi are also a terrorist organization. Also, the Oneze Igbo, the apex body of Igbos, also demanded the immediate release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And even Bianca Ojukwu, which is also the Minister for Foreign Affairs in this Tinubu government, also demanded for the immediate release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Rocha Sokorocha, the former governor of Imo State, also demanded the immediate release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let me have your reaction. Does it mean that all these groups and individuals that call for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu are terrorists?
Yeah, in Nigeria here, as far as you are an Igbo man, you are a biafra, you are a terrorist. because as far as Nigeria government say that IPOB is a terrorist, all the region of Biafra is a terrorist. And
Why do you say so, Mr. Lawrence?
yes, that's what Nigeria government said. IPOB is a terrorist organization. I mean, that's what Nigeria government said. That anybody that come in a Biafra land is a terrorist because I'm an IPOB. If you are Igbo guy, you are IPOB. If Ojukwu is Igbo, is IPOB. That's anybody involved that area is IPOB is a terrorist. And that's the reason why that.
What about other people that are not Igbos, like their Afeniferes, the apex Yoruba bodies that also call for the immediate release of Nnamdi Kanu? Will you also tag them, or the people accusing individuals or group that call for the immediate and unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu? Will you say that those people that they are also some groups shouldn't have been made? What will you say about this very statement that the group of the coalition group of the Northerners said?
The Northerners said that anybody that come outside say to release Nnamdi Kanu, attach it to terrorists. That means that Fere and Haneze ndị Igbo. No, Haneze ndị Igbo, they are normal thing because they are Igbos. Bianca na from Igbo children. Peter be Igbo. Now, the Yorubas and some North that say release Nnamdi Kanu, that's all of them, they are terrorists. This is what they are said. Yes. I'm not the one that said it. Because I myself, I know I'm an Igbo person. Nnamdi Kanu is my brother, it's my father, and it's my leader. When you attack Nnamdi Kanu as a terrorist, you attack me as a terrorist. You attack IPOB as a terrorist, Nnamdi Kanu is a terrorist, I myself is as a terrorist. And anybody that come outside to say this terrorist release him, that the person is a terrorist.
But do you think it's something that the Igbo should take it very, very serious with that group that made that kind of statement? That statement is not a statement that such a group should have been made, because you tag a tribe a terrorist.
Let me tell you one thing. When you see a little baby or a short man, okay, let me use Zacchaeus. Did you know what they take Jesus Christ? I went to Zacchaeus. You know what happened? Zacchaeus see the tree and do what? And climb it. So Jesus Christ to do what? To notice that somebody is there. And what happened? It happened. Do you remember Asare Tokubo? Asare Tokubo. If Asare Tokubo need money for federal government, what happened?
From alliance with them.
They will come outside and tell federal government IPOB is a terrorist. IPOB to this. What happened? He need what? To alert to do what? To come up. And they happen. Now, those group now, you know what happened? You don't say anything but Igbo, Nnamdi Kanu is a different thing. It's a special thing. They want to make money.
I think Honest and Igbo should sue that very good for that careless statement.
Bros, listen, let me tell you one thing. Whether you sue them or you didn't sue them, as far as Nigeria court concerned, the international court, they call IPOB terrorists. It's not only Nigeria government call IPOB terrorists. Let's be sincere. It's only IPOB.
Nigeria. Mr. Lawrence, don't you think that Peter Obi should sue that group that called him a terrorist? Because they mention Peter Obi.
Listen, let me tell you one thing. Peter Obi cannot do it. The reason why Peter Obi cannot do it because of what? 2027. That's number one. To be a Nigeria president. He needs the influence of those people.
And they don't think they're going to support him or they're going to vote.
The funny thing, you know, that normal that Igbo man cannot be Nigeria president.
Don't you think even this statement is also an attempt to discredit him when it comes to 2027 election, because they will tag him as a terrorist?
They already attacked him to a terrorist the first time. Before Nnamdi Kanu start do anything Biafra issue, Nigeria already tagged the whole Biafra, the whole Igbos is a terrorist. They cannot be a president of Nigeria. 2023, what happened? Did Peter Obi didn't win the election? Right. Who denied Peter Obi election 2023? Do you think it's only Ahmed Tulumbu? People that denied Peter Obi 2023 election is what? The Fulanis. Those people that call IPOB a terrorist. Those people that call Igbos terrorists. Those people that say anybody that come outside say release Nnamdi Kanu is a terrorist. Those are the same people that deny Peter Obi 2023 election. You are not aware of that one.
All right, Mr. Lawrence, let's go into another very interesting topic. That CDS, Christopher Musa, over the week denied a Canadian visa. He denied entering to Canada. What is your reaction on that? That the old CDS, the Chief of Defense Staff of Federal Republic of Nigeria, CDS Musa Christopher, was denying Canada visa.
He can't do it
You
here.
can see me,
Can't
John
see
Cena
me.
symbol.
Yes. Samuel Ekpa is the problem of Nigeria. Samuel Ekpa is the problem of causing insecurity in Nigeria. Samuel Ekpa is this, Samuel Ekpa is that. What happened now? If that man have a good record, they think that number one security in Nigeria, they deny visa for Canada. No, let's be sincere. Giant of Africa, they deny. It's not only him.
Yes.
You know, they deny Nigeria to not to go to Canada. It's very disgrace for Nigeria. Let me tell you what caused this thing now. After Nnamdi Kanu went to court on Monday, the whole world watch what is going on there. The whole Nigeria, giant of Africa, did what? Off light. Only that art brought Nigeria to 0/100 in the world. Are you getting me?
All right. Also, the National Security Advisor, Ribadu, has condemned Canada for denying visa to Nigeria's top military officers. Understand? So it's not only CDS, Musa.
Yeah, there are like nine of them.
Nigeria's top military officers,
Yes.
including CDS, Musa, calling it disrespectful. Do you think that the National Security Advisor, Ribadu, have right to say that denying the top military officers, including CDS, Musa, Canada visa, is disrespectful? I think Canada is a sovereign country, so they have the right to decide who comes into their country and who exits their country.
Do you know, number one, that forget about Nigeria, the people that claim they're on top. Our leader said they didn't go to school, they don't know anything. You know, a country told you that because of, number one, your country, you claim to be a security, you like insecurity in your country. And every time you enter flight to come another person land, and they said, you see those people have a good security, they will secure you. You didn't see any terrorists on their place, and you are traveling there many years, you didn't learn even one thing. So there, Oga, if you know me, I no abandon you to, if you enter there, I will just jail you. It cannot come back again, because I see that Nigeria is not a sovereign nation again. Because the quality of sovereign nation, we still know them.
So
Like Canada.
I think they're trying to give Nigeria respect instead of being disrespectful. Because if they didn't want to give Nigeria respect, the top military officers and the chief of defense staff, they will have allowed them to get visa into Canada, and then they hold them hostage. And I think that would have been disrespectful. But I think they rather respect Nigeria in this aspect by saying, no, don't even come into our country. And so Nigeria shouldn't have taken that as a disrespectful act, but you should have taken that as an act of respect.
Yeah, like something like that. But another thing that I saw, this sovereign nation, that people that have the value of the citizen and woman respect. They already say that as a Nigeria is, let's give them notice first.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It's
saying.
not that tomorrow now they say they don't give us notice. It's not only Canada, now many countries already banned Nigeria to not to come their side again, because they see Nigeria is a country that dwelling in a terrorist nation, country that don't value their citizens, the country that they don't have human rights. Only that Nnamdi Kanu court showed the whole world the kind of nation Nigeria is. For this another thing again, what happened 2023 election, many nations still see how Nigeria look like.
All right, Mr. Lawrence, let me also have your reaction on this. the former governor of Kaduna State, Mr. Erifai, said that Bola Ahmed Tinubu should not have it in mind that the North is going to vote for him, that the North might decide to give him the kind treatment that they gave to the former president of Nigeria, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Do you think that the North, do you think that the statement made by Erifai, the former governor of Kaduna State, is something that Bola Ahmed Tinubu should worry about?
Okay, let me tell you one thing. Whether Ahmed Tulumbo or that man, two of them is the same channel. But what I can tell Ahmed Tulumbo that what goes around comes around. And now this is the same language I will give you Hausa people, the Fulanis. What goes around comes around. When Jonathan is a president of Nigeria, the Fulanis, the Hausas, the Yorubas see Jonathan as the weak president, dumb president. They gang up and do what? Fling Jonathan out.
Yes,
If you say remove,
no, that's why is saying that President Bola Ahmed
Tinubu cool down, my brother. Listen. Because of Jonathan is a calm person, it's very easy to them to do. Oga, listen. They not use their hand, see where fire dey. Fire, charcoal fire. Use their hand. Ah, this fire will not burn me. This fire will not burn me. They use this hand, carry that fire, put for their hand. Bam.
So the fire,
you know what happened? They got fire do what? Magnets. Okay, for you to remove that fire in your hand, it's very difficult to remove. They already put Ahmed Tulumbu. Ahmed Tulumbu must rule 2027. He will rule Hausa and the Yoruba 2027. Except they will go please their God. Tell them, make them forgive them wetin they do the Jonathan. But it's not easy. Almost 2027 now. Before that 2020, see, campaign will soon start by next year. This year, campaign will start this year. They already start comparing. Who person they want to bring 2027? Is it what do you call it? Atiku. Is it Atiku? We know so Obi, they cannot put Obi because Obi is Igbo man. The remaining people, their vote, they will divide them to two. Not go vote for their person. Yoruba go vote for their people. Ahmed Tinubu will use power as sitting president of Nigeria, win the election. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Lawrence, it's a very fine place to leave it. Thank you for speaking this wonderful platform.